Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Fred and Friends. I'm your host, Fred Schultz, and I will be pulling up my co-host, Mr. William Bailey, here in just a few minutes. Having a little technical trouble here tonight, so I hope everything goes pretty smooth, because I got a pretty cool show. You know, I went to the NXL this last weekend, and it was pretty good. I had a real good time, you know, and what was really, really cool is I got to see a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long, long time. Tommy Cole had a great event. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed everybody that was there. And I seen some new things too. You know, we're going to talk to Keith Kissel here in just a little bit. And you know, Keith got me hooked up with the jelly ball out there, and we went around and looked at different, you know, setups that they had there. I mean, some of the things that they're bringing to these tournaments now are incredible. The one guy had a portable store, literally. We walked in it. When I bring Keith up, we'll talk a little bit about that, and it's pretty cool. You'll like it. Very sharp. But you know, first, you know, tonight I'm going to have Keith Kissel on. Dirk Gadberry. I hope we can pull him up here. You know, we sent him the link. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it don't work so good. But you know, talking about the NXL this weekend, something that was really up, and here comes Dirk, excellent. Something that was really, really cool, everybody, was, you know, they had Go Sports there, and I watched them. It was pretty sharp. But what they did at the halftime, at the lunchtime, is they let the kids team, the Hermans, go out there and play. And I got to tell you, it was great. These kids were so cool out there rocking. It was just absolutely great. Hey, Paul Farrell, how you doing, buddy? Paul Farrell. Hey, by the way, too, I sent you something. You should be getting it this week. Pretty cool. It went out yesterday, so give me a call when you get it. Anyhow, back to the Hermans now. You know, I get sidetracked really easy, but, you know, some of these people pop up, everybody. You know, this is what really makes the show. It's, you know, I get some just terrific viewers, and you know, these people. I was lucky enough to be on Steve McGuire's show last night, and you know, it was just Steve and I, and that's what we were talking about. You know, how blessed we are with the viewers that we actually have. You know, and in a way, you know, you guys actually support paintball because you know you watch the show. Then you'll probably go tell somebody about it, you know, and I just think it's just great. There's just not enough to thank you guys out there. Kenny Stewart was watching me last night too in the General Paintball Museum. You know, Kenny Stewart's one of them guys that, God, you talk to the guy for 2 minutes and you already love the guy. I mean, that's the kind of people I like hanging with, you know. It's just great. But anyhow, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Hermans and what they did at halftime because, you know, I'm pretty big on getting all these kids involved in the sport to keep the sport rolling. And the Hermans put on one heck of a show. These, you got to watch these kids. If you get a chance, jump online. I know Mark Gong, him and Michael Baird both. Those guys really work hard with these kids, and they posted some really great videos out there. You got to check it out. You're going to absolutely love it. They're just really, really cool. So real quick, you know, I'm going to give my shout outs here. And, you know, I got a couple of tournaments I'm going to talk about real quick. But, you know, first I want to bring up my co-host, Mr. William Bailey. Hey, Billy, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Fred. Oh, not much.
Hey, the phone's working great.
Yeah. Phone usually never lets me down. It does rarely, but it's usually okay.
It looks good. You know, we just can't see your massive wall with your phone of your 5 million markers you got back there. You know?
They're not all out. Most of them are still packed for Monte Casino.
I know it, and we are going to talk about that after a while too, because Monte Casino is one of the things I'm going to mention here in a little bit, and I'm biting a bit to go there.
Oh, I can't wait.
And we got a lot of the band coming there. You know that?
Yep.
Yes, we got a lot of the band coming there. I'm loving it too. But a couple of things I want to mention real quick. Upcoming events, the PBSL. Now, I just the PBSL is such a great group, and such a great group of guys that are really trying to get this thing off the ground and get it up and running great. We got Sam Wyrick here in Nortel. He does an absolutely terrific job, man. We're going to put Sam back on when we do another PBSL show. But they got a couple events coming up, Bill. They got one, and this is in Colorado, and this is one that's it's connected actually with the LA Remember Foundation. Andy Stret does the LA Remember Foundation, and this is kind of connected to it, and it is their season final, and it's going to be at Dynamic Paintball in Aurora, California, August 28th and 29th. So that is coming up next weekend.
Coming up.
So if you get a chance, even if you don't go play, guys, go out there and support the LA Remember Foundation and support the PBSL. These guys work really, really hard. And I got to tell you, it's just really, really cool the way they set it up, huh, Billy?
Yeah. I like the random drawing on it.
Oh my God! The first time I seen that, I thought, "What a concept!" I mean, you can go there with 100 guys, but you don't know if you're going to play with one of them.
No. Everybody's wondering, who's it going to be?
Yeah, I just thought that was such a super good just great. I loved it. And then there's another PBSL tournament that's going to be October 16th, and that's going to be down in Southern California, and that's going to be at Combat Paintball. Freddy Laleptin, and Freddy, I butcher your name every week, but I apologize. But I do mention your event. Yeah, I know. I'm Bill.
Yeah.
I think what I'm going to start doing is pre-record this stuff. So I can get it perfect. And then I'm just going to push a button and let the name flow out, and then I can go back in and talk. So, but yeah, I know it. So anyhow,
on your phone.
I like it. I like that. Yeah. And then another one I want to mention real quick is King of the Ranch event number 5. And this is Anthony Portello is going to hold this. And it's at Fairfield Extreme. And it's Fairfield Extreme is a really nice paintball field. I mean, really, really cool. And these guys been doing a lot of events, and they've really been promoting the youngsters a lot too. So that's something that you're going to want to, like I say, even if you don't go play, go out and show these people that you support them. It's a big thing. When you see the crowds and you see people coming out cheering you on, it makes something. And believe it or not, it makes the sport grow. It absolutely does. And then something that we're going to talk about a little bit later in the show, but I'm going to throw it out there right now, is what Billy and I were talking about just a few minutes ago, Monte Casino. That's right. And that's going to be at Paintball to Go in Roadhouse, Illinois. And it is going to be, the 10th, 11th, and 12th. But I think the games are the 11th and 12th.
11th and 12th. Yeah.
Yep. And I'm going out there. We've got Bud Orr's one general, and Dan Colby's the other general. Yep. And next week's show, Bill and I are going to bring all of these guys on, and we're going to talk about Monte Casino. Because I'm getting all kinds of people getting a hold of me going, "Oh, Freddie, man, we're going to be there. I'm going to be there, man." And Dan Colby's watching right now. So one of the generals is watching right now.
Allied general right there.
Yeah, that's right. So, I'm just, I'm really looking forward to it. And Bill sent me some pictures of him and Tim Schloss there. Well, Bill was working, and Tim Schloss was there. They were working on what was that, like a 3-story something? Or
2.5-story Abbey. It's a recreation of the Abbey from Monte Casino. Yeah.
Wow, that's just amazing. Yep. And Ben Allen is watching us. Right on, Ben. Very, very cool. Glad to have you on board with us. Hey, he's borders already. He needs a road trip. We want everybody that can make it from Canada to come down here and play on that. We would just absolutely love to see you guys. It'd be great. So let me give my shout outs real quick, because what I want to do is I want to bring out our guest tonight, Billy. We've got Kiko, Keith Kissel, and we got Dirk Gadbury. Dirk, living legend, been around for a long, long time. he's just a hell of a guy, period. That's, everybody likes the guy, hell of a player. Him and Kiko both play pretty damn good. But, I got to play a game with Dirk when Anthony Portello's field was closing, and he went to his new field months and months ago. Man, this guy is still fast. I'm like, what the hell? I was giving it everything I got, and all I seen was his taillights. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So anyhow, and Dirk's been around a long time. Great guy, very interesting to listen to. So I'm definitely looking forward to bringing him up. But real quick, I'm going to give the shout outs. I do this every week, and the reason I do this is I want all the youngsters out there to know that these guys really worked their butts off back in the day to make paintball what it is today. And I personally will never, ever forget any of them. And I really want to keep them in the minds of everybody else out there, too. And Bonchick is watching. Bonchick, I have not got to meet her yet. Boy, I'm just laying to meet her for some reason. I see her name everywhere all the time. Don't know her. Bill, you know her, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Show off. Yeah, but you never introduce me. You never say, hey, this is Bonchick. Hey, this is Fred. So...
Right. We've never been together at the same field.
That could be the problem.
Yep.
I think I finally put my finger on it. You're right.
It's that easy.
Yeah. That's why I couldn't figure it out. Too damn easy. All right, we're going to start real quick. Mr. Tim Schloss. Tim Schloss had Tiger Stripe Camo back in the day, and he has Gateway Paintball right now in St. Louis. And I got to tell you, Bill and Bud Orr went there a few months ago, and they said the field's just outstanding.
Yeah.
It's got what, like 100 acres?
Oh, a lot.
It's got like 100 acres. It's got a lake on it.
Yep.
Yeah, when he's not playing paintball, he goes fishing.
Yeah. Jet skiing, boating. Take the jet skis to find his boat when he forgets to tie it up.
Hey, you gotta love it. Yep. So, Mr. Tim Schloss, Gateway Paintball. If you ever get a chance and you're in that area, anywhere around the St. Louis area, or even within a few hundred miles, it's worth the drive over to play paintball at Gateway Paintball.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot of work on his staging areas. They got a new field with jets on it.
Yeah, an ambulance, a bus.
Yeah.
Last I talked to him, he goes, "Hey, I'm going to get a yacht." Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, he brought in some big storage containers and had big doorways cut into them, so that's where you actually go inside and register now. They got giant, the big lift garage doors, and it's really nice. He's really doing a lot of work out there.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I'm going to get to go there next year for sure, but I'll probably see it this year. Maybe when I go back, we'll see what happens, because I'm flying into St. Louis to go to the Monte Casino. So. And then I want to give a shout out to Mr. Dan and John Colby, Immortal Air. Hey, Danny's watching this right now. Danny, we love you, buddy. There's no doubt about it. I've been with First Air America, now Immortal Air, for over 30 years. And like I say, there's a lot of air systems out there, and I don't down any of them. They all deserve to be in business, and that's how it is. I just know that Immortal Air just absolutely not only rocks, but the customer service behind it, it's just fabulous. Billy, you know about that too.
I just bought another tank today from John, actually.
Did you? Yeah. Immortal Air is the way to fly. And then I gotta mention, as I do always, Mr. Bud Orr. Bud Orr doesn't need any introduction, more game products, the autococker. Yeah, there you go, Mr. Boy. He's all over the wall. Yeah, he does. Bud Orr watches us every week. I love the guy. They call me his little brother, and I just absolutely am proud of that name, believe me. And Bud's going to be the other general at Monte Casino this year. So, and now I'm going to mention Mr. Tom K, Airgun Designs, my sponsor for very many years. Rainey and Juby Boucher had paintball news back in the day. Two times a month, you could go to any field and go ahead and pick up a newspaper, a paintball news, and it showed you what just happened, what was coming up, where the fields were, all new equipment, stories. It was just great. I was privileged to be the West Coast editor for that for years, and I absolutely love it. And Rainey and Juby Boucher, I will never, ever forget them, period. And then Randy Camilla, he was the editor for APG back in the day when magazines were actually made of paper. Weird, huh? Really, really weird. Paper. You could actually pick it up and fold it. Oh my God. I just, it lets you know just how old you are when you talk about a magazine. The kids nowadays go, oh yeah, is that the one online? And John Amadeo's got a great magazine online, but the paper ones, I love the paper ones. I really do.
Wasn't your first magazine in rock?
It was, yeah. It had the little stick man, it took a long time to chisel that in there.
Yeah.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And then I want to mention Jerry Braun. Jerry Braun had Paintball Sports magazine back in the day. Jerry has the field back east where we played the Woods Ball a few months ago. Had an absolutely great time doing it. It was just terrific. And Mr. Ross Alexander. Ross Alexander, he lives in Colorado also. Line SI, yep. Had the Bushmaster. Those of you back in the day, everybody remembers the Bushmaster. That was matter of fact, I got my first tournament marker down here, and that was the Bushmaster. I still have it. So very, very cool. And then Mr. Jim Lively, he had Lively Productions. Jim, two tournaments he wanted to do every year. And that was the Masters, which Jim Lively had in Tennessee, and you wanted to do the World Cup, which Jerry Braun had in New York. I mean, those two, I would get so excited when I was flying to those, man. I could not wait. And then after those tournaments are over, I mean, coming down just sucked, I'm on the flight home like this, because I just got done seeing all my friends and having such an absolutely great time. Hey, Andy Storett's watching tonight. Hey, Andy, we were just talking about the I'll Remember Foundation, and that the tournament's going to be, we mentioned the PBSL. I'm breaking in a new tongue, everybody, so please bear with me. The PBSL tournament that's coming up on the 28th and the 29th at Dynamic Paintball. Now, I told everybody, I said, even if you don't play, go out and support that. Go out and hang out. Go out and support the I'll Remember Foundation, support the PBSL, and give Andy Storett all the crap you can, because he loves it. He loves it. Just go bother him constantly. He loves talking. He's great. Matter of fact, the guy talks more than I do. You can even imagine something like that. He absolutely does. Am I right, Bill? I knew you weren't going to say nothing.
I don't think so.
That twisting motion I feel in my back, I think, is a knife you just put there. But it's all right. And then one more person before I bring my guests on, I got to give a shout out to Gino. Gino from Velkin. I mention Gino every week. Gino doesn't pay me anything. I want everybody to know that. Gino's a great guy. I love what he does for the sport. Gino's one of them guys that has a hell of a business. Obviously, nobody can dispute that. But what it is he does so much stuff for people behind the scenes that nobody ever says anything about. He's like an unsung hero to me. I am blessed to be kind of in the inner circle, so I know a lot of the things that he does for people. And I just have to be the one to say that Gino is a great guy, and that's why I mention him every week. And Gino and his brand new little daughter, who had heart surgery, are both doing terrific. So we're really, really grateful for that. That's for sure. Let's see. I won't be there for the PBSL event, as we'll be on a ride against. Oh, that's right. That's right. Andrew is going on a motorcycle ride with, I have to get more information on that. But I know Steve McGuire is flying down there Thursday, and they're going to do the motorcycle trip. It's for the domestic violence. And I guess the motorcycle group is riding through the Rockies. And, Andy is going to ride a chase vehicle. Okay. So him and, because I'm talking to Steve, and Steve goes, oh yeah, we're going to be in a chase vehicle behind all the motorcycles and stuff like that.
But they don't trust them on two wheels.
The way I understand is they built Steve a special bike with a Briggs and Stratton engine. So I'm hoping that it really is true, and they're not messing with me, because I would love to have footage of that. So Andy, I hope you see that, baby. I really do. And that's the 17th annual autism charity game on the 22nd first. Andy, you got to work on that, buddy. I look bad enough by myself. Oh, you got Steve a sidecar. I got it. And it's probably hooked alongside the truck. So Anyhow, guys, I went to the NXL last week, and I want to bring up a couple guys, and I want to talk about that tournament and the happenings that went there. So please, everybody, I want you to welcome none other than Mr. Dirk Gadberry. How you doing, Dirk?
How's it going, gentlemen?
It's going good. And Mr. Keith Kissel. Kiko Man. Earth to Kiko. Earth to Kiko.
What?
What's going on, big guy?
That's you behind me. See that?
Oh my gosh!
Walking in the arches.
The reason I walk all bent over like that, I was looking for change. I'm not old.
He was trying to order a Big Mac.
And to you, Bill, it wasn't carved in stone. It was carved in clay. He's older than stone.
Oh.
Well, I just got to be right.
Yeah, you're right. Dirk, you were there. I was really, really happy to see you there. And you actually competed in it, correct?
Yes, we did on Sunday in the 7-man mechanical.
Yeah. You guys have what, 2 teams?
Yeah. We had 2 teams. Absolutely.
Everybody, I'm sure everybody knows Dirk. If you don't know Dirk, you probably live in a cave. But, Dirk has been with the Ironman for a long time. A hell of a player. I was talking about when we did that last big game at Anthony's Field, and I got to play with him, man. I said all I seen was your taillights when we took off. I'm like, holy crap.
Real wide taillights.
But they were moving, baby. They were moving. Absolutely loved it. So, give us a little bit of your take on the tournament that went over this weekend, because there was a lot of teams there, and it was busy.
It was like a class reunion, seeing everybody.
It was
awesome.
Shane was there.
Yeah, Shane, Daryl, Clayton, Kyle. Just a ton of people, from going way back. So that part was awesome, And I think the highlight for me was the halftime with the Hermans, the exhibition. I mean, that's what it's all about for me. I mean, that put a smile on everybody's face, That was incredible.
That was so cool. And they were only supposed to do like a couple games, and they ended up doing, I think, like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think there was 5 or 6 games exactly. Yeah, it was incredible.
And Nico Podesta, boy, that little guy can play. Oh my God,
Absolutely.
Him and Junior, Mark Junior.
Yeah.
Them guys. Dirk, you look at them kids right now, you can only imagine what they're going to be like in another 10 years.
Absolutely. It's incredible what they're doing. I can't say enough for Mark and Lily Gong and Michael Baird and all the parents, for the kids that the hard work and everything they're putting into this program. It's incredible. I mean, I've never ever in all of the time playing paintball ever seen a youth group of that size and the enthusiasm with for kids is incredible right now. It's just awesome. It's that's what it's all about.
And it's growing so fast.
It's incredible.
The Hermans only started with a couple of kids.
Yeah.
And when I was out there last time, there was a bunch of them now. And then now what I think is another special thing is it's not just the youngsters they're bringing in the girls too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Making an all-inclusive sport. And, that's what's going to make paintball just keep growing and growing and growing.
Yeah. And the evolution of their play, just a few months ago, they're still little kids, but, a few months ago, they're standing at the air bunkers. I can, one example is, I think it was one of the Gong kids getting shot in the toe and standing there for, it seemed like an eternity, tearing up and crying, and he shot his toe, and now you got these kids bunkering each other. You know what I'm saying? The evolution over a short period of time, it's kind of scary.
It is.
Give them a couple years, and what are they? What are they going to be doing? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. Yep. But a lot of it, and you too, Dirk. Michael and Mark. I see them out there coaching them all the time. But you have too. I've seen you out there working them.
Oh yeah,
Mark.
I get out there as much as I possibly can. I'm playing between two teams, basically the Ironman and also the Herman. So I do as much as I possibly can. But I got to tell you, a big majority of the credit goes to the parents and the the Gong family and Michael Baird. I mean, they've really pushed this thing forward, and it's incredible. It's got so much momentum right now. It's awesome.
Right, and it's not just the Gongs. Jennifer Montresor. She's got her Montresor Marauders, and she's got another Young Guns team. Bud Orr's watching us right now too. Bud Orr and Dan both.
Hi, Bud.
So, the two generals.
I just saw a post on Facebook. There was like 4 or 5 different kids teams, over the United States, around the United States right now. So it's picking up steam everywhere.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is now is so much, and I'll be right with you, Keith. I promise. I love the stuff you're playing back there, Keith. That's cool as heck, buddy. Believe me. Absolutely love it. Oh, yeah, you got me right in front of the bathrooms. That was cool.
That's right.
Those bathrooms were sharp. They had little bitty sinks in them. But anyhow, back to the Hermans now real quick. The Hermans and the parents, like Dirk says, that have brought these kids together. There's more than just the Hermans. There's I think 4 other teams, one team from Arkansas and some other places that texted me this last week about their kids' teams. Now, I think what it was is they might have been out there, but it was never organized. And now once they see that, Mark Gong and Michael Baird, that they have organized the Hermans, along with you, Dirk. Now, I'm going to give you some credit with this because I've seen you out there working with these kids. And, Junior started practicing with you guys. That's how you got rolling.
Yeah, that's how it kind of started, is Junior came out and started practicing with us.
Yeah. But what you guys did then, so, to me, you guys are kind of like the tip of the spear. But you guys organized it. Now I see people, they're texting me. I'm going to have another kids show because I'm getting all kinds of organizations saying, hey, I've got kids. We've got a kids team. We've got this. And I'm going to keep promoting them. I'm going to promote the heck out of them. But I just got one from Arkansas and one from another place. I can't remember what. I was going to try to mention them tonight. But again, my show prep tonight consisted of another chili cheese dog, so I got to stop that. I got to start writing stuff down instead of eating like a fool. So, but yeah, we're going. I'm going to have another kids show on, but I want everybody out there to know that, Dirk goes way back. Dirk actually started on Constant Pursuit, and then he's been with the Ironmen for a long, long time, and you have been playing paintball for a long time. And one thing I like about you, Dirk, is off the field, you're just as smooth as glass. And, that's one thing I really, really push. And something real quick, how about we drag a guy out here that actually did pretty good at this tournament? There he is, Mr. Tom Cole. How you doing?
How's everybody doing?
Doing good, man.
Hey,
we were
Tom.
just talking about the Hermans, but we were talking about the event you put on. And, Tommy, it was a great event.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're glad to get out to Northern California finally. Something Dirk's been on me about for a while.
Yeah, so you were.
I learned something. I didn't even know Dirk played for Constant Pursuit before he went to the Ironmen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Dirk.
Yeah,
he started. He started with Pursuit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Didn't you, Dirk?
Yeah. It was actually, I had a home team here.
The Predators.
Yeah, and then I went from them to Ironman 2, tried out for the Ironman team.
I played with Dirk on Ironman.
Yeah. Didn't make it. Didn't make it. The Ironman 2 team was actually a really good team.
We smoked everybody.
Yeah, we did. You were a really good team. And then didn't make the first team, and I went to Constant Pursuit, I believe, in 91.
Yeah, it was early 90s, very early.
Might have been end of 90.
92.
I think it was
I think it was 90. I think it was the end of 90.
91.
No, because we did the 91 with the Ironman.
Yeah, and then bounced over the Ironman after that.
Yep. Yeah. So we've been around, and we butted heads with Bad Company. You remember that team, Tommy?
Yeah, I remember it.
Have you heard of Bad Company?
I remember it a little bit.
We beat them in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Fred, you got to remember that.
Yeah, Tommy, I want to tell you, first of all, I want to appreciate you coming on the show tonight. But you had a great event. My goodness, and keeping all that stuff coordinated. Bud Orr's watching, by the way. Bud Orr, Tom, and Dan Colby are watching right now too. So,
hey guys.
Yeah. So I just, I'm going to be the first to say that I actually enjoyed myself, and seeing all you guys up there was, it was terrific. I absolutely loved it. But
we had
the event
Vu
that you
too.
put on.
Did you know Vu was there?
What's that?
Yeah.
Vu was there.
Yeah.
No way. I didn't even.
I got footage of Vu.
Yeah, he played with the Wolverines.
Yep.
Yeah, he played for the Wolverines. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So we had
wow.
Vu first and second. I was like, oh my god.
Vu played on Constant Pursuit too. Yeah,
did he
played with us for a year or two?
Yeah, he played with it. He's played pretty much every team there's in existence in Northern California at one time or another.
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah. So Tom, you had a great event down there, and then now you got the World Cup coming up in November. Excuse me.
November.
Yeah. So when we were talking there, first of all, I go to Tommy and I go, my God, you got a lot of teams here. This is incredible. And then he told me the amount of teams that will probably be at the World Cup. And what do you think it's going to be, Tommy?
It's going to be just under 600, right around the 600 range.
God darn.
That's that many. That's teams now. We're not talking people here, okay? There's more than one person on a team. So what I seen in Sacramento last weekend was just incredible. And you kept everything all running smooth. Because, when you got that many teams, you got to hustle the games out, baby.
Yeah, we had some hiccups. I'll be the first one to admit we had some hiccups. But it's always a learning curve for us. This is the first time we've tried these smaller events. I know you were like, this event's huge. And I'm like, this is actually one of our smaller ones. So we're trying to use these smaller events to get into those other markets. Like, we couldn't have brought a full-size NXL to Northern California. We just wouldn't have got the teams. So we really need to be at a 200 team count for the big ones. So it's good to come into these markets that are a little smaller than our core markets and kind of, have a good turnout and give a chance for everybody to play. Actually, 40% of the people that played this event hadn't played an NXL in the past 2 years. So we were getting some new people in there, yeah.
Well, I know I had I didn't play. I didn't get to play, but I had a chance, but I didn't. But I just walking around and looking at the vendors and the way you guys had everything set up and the way you kept everything moving, because like I say, I don't know how many teams were there, but, it looked like a lot to this kid.
Yeah. Yeah, we had 84 is what we ended up with altogether, 84.
Wow. And you're going to have close to 600 in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Florida's a whole nother animal. That's
you can get 600 out in California anytime. Just try.
Yep. All right. I'll keep that in the back of my mind.
Ain't that right, Fred?
Oh, yeah.
I can't afford the gas in California. I don't know how you guys live out there.
Isn't it ridiculous? I spend about $150 a week on fuel.
Yeah, no, it was insane.
It really is. Insane. Yep, absolutely. But Tommy, I was glad to see you out here. I really was, and I was very impressed with the event, the way you guys had things running, the way the refs were working, and the way you guys had all the vendors set up. That was pretty cool. At one vendor, he brought like a store. I actually walked in to his store.
Yeah, no, that was impressive. That was impressive. I like his little storefront there. His air conditioner wasn't working as much as I wanted it to. I tried to go in there and hide at some point, and it was a little too hot in there, so I had to get back out of there. So.
Yeah, I heard Sunday it was like 105 or something like that.
Saturday was the hot day. Sunday was a lot better. Sunday was cooler.
But I flew straight from there to Florida, and it was only 85 there, and I swear it felt hotter than it did in Sacramento at 105.
Humidity.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Exactly right. Yeah. So you flew down. You're in Florida right now.
Yep, I'm in Florida today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you go down to start preparing for the November event?
So I'll be down there like late October. We actually have so I have the European Championships in 2 weeks, and then we have a Chicago NXL event, and then we have a Chicago ICPL event, and then we have World Cup. So we still have a lot of events between now and then.
And these are your events, right? Your company's
these are all
events?
our events, yeah.
Well, give everybody some dates on those. Start with the first one that's coming up.
You're gonna test me on this. I don't even have my dates.
Come on, you're a smart kid. I've been bragging on you.
You're supposed to know that. That's your job.
First weekend of October.
I've been bragging on him.
Here, hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah. You know what sucks is I took a picture with you, and everybody keeps texting me going, "Hey, who's a good-looking guy with you?" Nobody notices me, man. I gotta tell you,
just messing with you. You're the good-looking guy.
Oh yeah,
I've been able to argue that one.
Your nose is growing. Be careful.
So, do you remember the deal you got us in spring break with Brass Eagle? Remember we did that? We did the MTV on the beach thing.
Yep, sure do.
That was
you remember that, huh?
Yes, that was one of my favorite events.
Yeah, I still got sand in my pockets.
The Chicago event, 17th through the 19th. And then the ICPL, what's that? The first weekend of October, Dirk?
First weekend of October.
First weekend of October, and that's at Badlands. That's at Renix Park.
Renix Park, yeah.
And I appreciate you giving us the accolades for that event, but actually Dave Baines and Karen Baines did a lot at that event. They worked their butts off leading up to that.
Oh, they did, absolutely. Dave was all over the place.
What?
Dave was all over the place.
Yeah, Dave was like trying to coach Impact, playing the 7-man, fill up the ice for the vendors.
I said something to somebody on Saturday when I was there. I said that he was coaching Infamous or Impact, and then he was looking out for some of the DMG guys, some of the DMG teams. He was, semi-coaching, making sure they had everything they had and everything else. And then I go over and walk the hyperball field, and somebody was watering alongside the hyperball field, and I come walking up alongside the truck, and it was Dave inside the truck watering. I mean,
he was not messing around.
Everywhere. He was everywhere on that field working his ass off. It was unbelievable.
And he took time to stop and talk to me, man. It was pretty cool. Dave's a great guy. He really is.
And he played for the Street Fighters.
He really wanted everybody to enjoy that event, so it showed.
Yeah.
Right? He was definitely working out there.
Well, when I talked to him, though, Tommy, he told me, he says I'm working it. He says no problem, but he says really Tommy's the one that put it all together. So he did. He gave you a lot of credit.
Well, thank him. We hustle over here. I mean, sometimes you read people online, they act like we don't care over here about paintball, but we do.
Yeah,
we do.
Wait, yeah. Well, you know what? Anything that's that big and had that many people there, one person's not going to do it. It takes a group of people to really make it function and work well. But you were kind of like the director, though.
Yeah, I go around and talk to everybody. That's basically my job, kind of smooth the ruffled
Well,
feathers.
we know you're a schmoozer. You've been that way forever, as long as I've known you, Tommy. Come on.
I even told Dirk, I heard there was an incident over there that the Ironman were mad about something. I was like, I'm gonna give that one a good 20 minutes before I walk over there. I selectively pick where I'm gonna be. So
I gotta stop bending his ear all the time so he'll come over and be friendly once in a while. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, usually his first hello is usually a little comment, and then after that we get a chat. It was I had a good time with you this weekend though, Dirk. It was good chats.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it was great. That's why I was so glad to come on the show tonight, because I was really impressed, Tom, with the event, and and I've put on events before, that, I've done my share of stuff before, and it always looks good when you don't have to do it, but when you're behind the scenes putting all that together, it's a whole different ball game.
So do you remember, and I'll bring up your old stuff, so remember you did the show at where did you do the amusement park thing where you did the
MGM Disney, yeah.
So I met with those guys probably 2 years ago, and we were talking about different stuff. They wanted me to bring like the award ceremony to their event. And I was like, what about playing on it? And they were like, absolutely not. And I was like, let me show you this video. And they were like, wow. And it's hard to imagine how long ago that was, but no one in management worked there during that time. So I don't know if you got them all fired or what happened. But no one seemed to remember that we actually did that.
Well, what's funny, Tommy?
That's a good idea until they got the cleaning bill.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hey, let me tell you something. I wish you could have seen them clean that place. They were done in less than a half hour. All the buildings, everything. It was mind blowing. But when we did that show, they were only supposed to air it one time. That was my deal with ESPN, and they aired it 24 times. So they were pretty happy with everything, I think.
Yeah,
and plus we reached millions of people.
Well, we just can't get back on TV now.
Oh, I think I'm not going to say no, but I think that it's possible. And
you let me know. You do your magic, because my magic isn't working on that.
Oh, and you're so good at it too. God, you know, I mean,
I'm not good at getting on TV. Apparently, that's been my Achilles heel.
well, you know, anything's possible, and you know, especially now with these young kids coming up playing, Tommy. You know, the youngsters
Bingo.
and stuff like that. You put the youngsters and the girls. You know, a lot of girls are playing right now. And when you want to, because I've actually got something going with both of those. So, but I'm not going to talk a whole bunch about it right now. But
Secret
go ahead,
stuff.
Tom.
Well, I'll give you my. So hopefully, I'm not stepping on your toes in this. But yeah,
Oh,
we're
you
going to
probably
launch
will. You always have.
a female. Yeah, let's say I'm always stepping on someone's toes. We're launching a female pro division next year.
Cool.
We're work on the details in September and then release it. But yeah, we're definitely gonna. Yeah, my stat is about 40% of the people that play rental paintball are female,
Yep.
and we move about less than 1% of them over to our tournament side. So we're gonna try and increase that number as much as possible. So
I think that is just an absolutely super idea. And no, nothing that I was thinking about is that at all.
Got it.
But that is an absolutely great idea, and I think it's going to work big for you. I really do. And you know,
so.
not only just for you and the NXL, Tommy, you know, but for paintball itself.
Yeah, that's what we're trying, right? I mean, anything we do to try and get more people playing, we literally see like less than 1% of that move back up to the NXL. But as long as they end up in the paintball community, we count that as a win, right? Absolutely.
Right. You know, well, for every person you bring in is an extra person that's playing the sport. And, you know, once you go out and play, you know, especially if you go to a good place and have a good time, you're not only going to come back, you're going to want to drag somebody in with you to go have another good time with your friend, you know. So
yeah, I always say I got the guy that got me into paintball. I found a flyer. It was like a 10-cent photocopy. Since then, I probably spent $500,000 playing this game. So that was a good investment for paintball. Whatever they got into it to get me drug into this thing. So
I love it. You don't play anymore, huh? You just walk around look important?
No, I just played the ICC actually. So
really?
I played Kevin's event. I went to the Woods Ball World Cup.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. I seen you there. I didn't even know you played. I thought you were just walking around.
You know, I wasn't supposed to play, and then Dave Painter like threw me a jersey and put me in about 5 seconds. I went from driving up. I still played it. I played in this exact button-down shirt, khakis.
Yeah, he had his khakis on.
Yep, I had the khakis on. Went right in there.
Good man.
I've been playing with Dave Painter a little bit, and his guys are great. He's a great guy, so it's been fun playing with him for sure.
Yeah, because you still look like you're in great shape. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know about great shape, but you know, I can't let Dirk be the guy out there shooting everybody all the time.
Oh, hey, jump in a little bit. Hey, let me tell you, Tommy, I played a game with Dirk, and it was a big game we played, and that guy is fast. I mean,
fast. He just gets up in there.
He takes off. You know, we come out of the box, and I got to tell you, within 3 seconds, I'm choking on his dust. You know, I mean, the guy was.
Everybody asks me where am I going to play, and I say I start in the back and end up in the front.
Yeah.
I saw him in Hyperball. Keep in mind, Dirk told me he hated Hyperball. That was our entire dialogue for the first year was Hyperball was horrible. We need to be playing traditional woods. And then I watched him at Maryland, and he's like up in the snake at the 50, past all of his guys, all the kids on his team. He's way past all of them, going up there and just crushing fools. And I was like, wow. I mean, I make about one Facebook post a year. And I gave him a shout out in a Facebook post because, like, all these old dudes, like Lasoya and him, just looked amazing out there.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, how many fields are going to be down there in Florida, Tom?
At World Cup, we will have 11 fields.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, because you guys ran, what, 4 fields up here in Sac?
We ran 3. We actually only ran two of the days, and then one of the days we actually ran 4. Yes, we did run 4 on that Sunday. So
yeah,
you never used that grass field, huh?
No, they used it for the 5-man.
Yeah, okay.
So
there was 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there was 5 fields.
Yeah, it was 3 airball fields, and then we used 5 altogether. We only played 4 at the same time. So we played the Hyperball and the Mounds, but we didn't play both of them at the same time. And then we played the 2 tournament fields. We played both days, and then we added another 5-man field for Sunday.
Okay.
That was for what, the finals or the semis and stuff?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Well, we used one field for the semis and finals, the field that we had on webcast on Ghost Sports, the same field the Hermans played. And then we had the other 2 fields for the 5-man to work into the finals.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Keith Kissel right there. Kiko, man, he's been playing footage. He took a lot of footage of all the plays up there. Some great footage too, Keith.
There, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He did. He took some great footage. Yeah. He actually, when I got there, Keith walked me around. We checked everything out because Keith knows everybody too. So, but yeah, that's some good footage, Kiko. How much did you shoot?
128 gigabyte card or whatever, a big card, which is a lot.
Huh?
Yeah, probably 5 hours one day and another 5. I don't know. I've been watching it over and over to see what I got, but yeah, probably 10 hours worth of stuff.
Yeah, because you're going to compile a DVD to put up with that, aren't you?
Yes. I'm working with Freddy on that, and once I get my other cards back, I've got 5 years of cards we're going through, and gonna try to put out a 10-hour something of Northern California. And the last 5 years, watched a lot of people like the Hermans mentoring young people, catching them when they're young, and telling them the rules and how to play the game and etiquette and courtesy and common sense. And like you guys were talking to kids, it's a game, and when they play an adult will manipulate the system because they know they can do that, and the kid is honest about it. So I used to tell the kids, what did I tell you? You shoot them out. If you don't go out, put another one on them. Don't put yourself in a position where you're going to be, hey, you're hit, and you get hit. That's rule number 1. And when, go out. But, yeah, the Herman's mentoring, structure, yeah, it's a big plus, and it sounds like a franchise is taking off.
It does. And not just here across the U.S. I mean,
yes,
all
that's
these
what I'm saying.
teams are coming out. And, like Tommy's saying that they're going to put together a girls' professional team. I mean, I applaud the heck right out of that. I personally think that is a huge step, not just for the NXL, but for the whole sport.
Now, can the women play with the men too and be on the women's league? Because some of these girls are better than most of the men. I'm sorry, but they are.
We will have a women's only division, but they can all still play in the men's. Like we don't have so our main league is co-ed, right? So you can play. If a girl makes it to Dynasty or wants to play for Dynasty, she's more than willing to. But will be exclusively for women, just to find out who the best women's team is in the world. So
I love that. I love that idea. And yeah, because they can play both ways. Because like Kika was saying, there's some girls out here that absolutely rock. So and the interest that you're going to draw, Tom, you're going to draw a ton of interest when you have the girls' teams only against girls' teams. You're going to.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I know.
It'll be a work in progress, but it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
I think it'll take off right away.
More girls to want to play. We have a very niche, intimidating sport, right? Because we all know the system, we know how to play, we know who to talk to. I mean, you show up at Dave's Park on any Sunday, there's a bunch of little cliques that all kind of know each other and kind of merge together and unmerge to kind of create teams. And I could see where that would be intimidating for a new person and for a girl when there's only like maybe 3 girls that own their own guns. So this will hopefully give them a clear path to kind of like move up through the ranks and get better.
Well, it'll give them the incentive it'll give them the incentive to get together and do something together as a team.
Right.
When they know they've got a place to go to play, just like Kathy Alvarez out here, she put together the what are they? The Belkins. Kiko? What are they? What's her team?
The girls?
Kathy Alvarez's.
Well, they got what? The Land Shark ladies? Dirt,
yeah,
right?
I know that. They got a team that they put
No,
together
they
for
got
next year.
They got a new one.
They had they had the girls on the girls, girls on girls, the Destinies.
Yeah, but that's not it. It's Valkyrie or something like that. Valkyrie, something like that.
Got a brand new one to go to the Woodball World Cup.
Yeah, exactly right. And so that's how it's going to start, Tom. So if you've got an actual, the Velky, yeah, thank you. Andy Stretch says the Valkyries. That's the name of it. Yeah, because Andy's having their jerseys made for him. Right on, Andy. But they've got like 24 people. She goes, well, I'm going to try to put together a team. And next thing I know, Tom, she's got 24 girls that want to play on that team.
That's impressive.
It is. So, when you say that, and are you going to start this next year with the NXL?
Yeah, it's going to be 2022. Yeah. Yeah. So we are actually planning to have a meeting with the girls and some of the different franchise people in September, right after our Chicago NXL event. kind of put together a plan, and then we'll announce it right after that. I just want to get some input from the women before I go running off and creating a bunch of stuff.
Got it. Well, I think it's going to work, period. Matter of fact, I think that the ladies will not only be excited about it, I think that they'll help you push it. And I would be happy to help you push that too. I think that's a terrific idea. And I'm glad you said it too. And I'm glad you didn't step on my toes doing it. I like that.
Yeah.
This had been 30 years ago. You'd have stomped all over me.
Yep. I was constantly hunting you down.
Yeah, I loved it too. Believe me. Yeah, we've been friends for a long, long time, and like I told everybody, I feel blessed not for who I am, but for who I know, and I think I know probably the best people in this sport, and I get to hang around with them all the time too.
Yeah.
I mean, all the guys on the screen, Bud Orr, Tom Kay, Jim Schloss, Dan Colby. These guys they're just the best of the best. And Mark Gong. Mark Gong's watching too. So, yeah, Mark, you're coming in late, baby. We were blowing your horn earlier. So.
Yeah. We won't say anything nice about him now that he's actually here.
Oh, no. You know how that works, Tom.
He's going to open a Chinese restaurant here shortly.
Yeah, he was talking about that when we were there. Actually, I think he was joking about it. But
Something.
Yeah. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Tom, I really appreciate you jumping in tonight, buddy.
No worries. Yeah, I'd like to get off here. It's 11 o'clock out here now. So.
Yeah, I know. We know you're old. I appreciate you staying up like that.
I usually go to bed around 9, eat dinner around 4, go to bed around 9, get in and out of there.
Well, one more time.
I've got a funny story about Tom.
Quick, go ahead.
I was working as a plumber in Springfield, Missouri, and I was at this big house. And me and the guy, I think he was renting there, but I'm not for sure. And he's like, we got to talking about paintball, and he goes, my boss is pretty big in paintball. And I was like, really? So I thought he might have been Steve Alsip or, somebody local, and he's like, yeah, his name's Tom Cole.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny.
It is. I can see Tommy bossing people around too. He's done that for years, and he's pretty good at it.
I tend
actually,
to get bossy sometimes.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, one more time, Tom. People want some information on your event. Now, I'm sure a lot of people know your website, but go ahead and put your website out and the date one more time for the World Cup.
Sure. It's nxlpaintball.com, and the World Cup is, once again, you're going to test my knowledge here.
That's why I got a computer too, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
I
don't have the dates up for the NXL World Cup. I think it's November 10th, first weekend of November.
Well, if
they go to nxlpaintball.com and get the dates.
And they'll find it. Yeah. So Tommy, appreciate very much you coming on tonight, buddy. Very cool seeing you this weekend too. I absolutely love it.
Guys, I'm glad everybody came out. Except for Bill, he didn't make it, but it's a long haul.
It is. But hey, we will all link up together again someplace. You know that.
Like I said, you're welcome. I'd love to have you come down to World Cup and set up a booth and do a
I'm coming down there
from the World Cup.
Oh, I'm coming down there. Oh yeah, keep that booth warm. I told you I was going to come down. I already told my wife
to come down and play some 10-man too. So we'll put the
there you go.
press on him.
Yeah, I already told my wife we're going down there. So if I don't go now, she'll whoop my butt.
We can get the kids out there and play intermission also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we would love to do that. Yeah. That went great this weekend. I wish we would do more of that for sure.
Well, you set that up. Mark set it up, but you okayed it, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
I have to
was
okay
great.
Everything. Doesn't make it my idea. So
yeah, I got it.
I wish we did more of it, right?
So, yeah, I think it was a combination of Dave Baines and Mark. Dave Baines had a big part of it also.
And actually, they were only supposed to do a couple. They did like 5 or 6 games. So Tom, they got a lot of press coverage there.
Yeah, we did a deal last year with the World Cup, or the past couple of years at World Cup, with a group called the Swamp Monkeys. They're out of northern Florida, up towards like Jacksonville, that area, and they came down, and there's probably 30 of them, and I got them a bunch of autographs and got them to go behind the scenes at the pro pits and stuff, and they've been like super loyal ever since then, constantly sending me like little pictures of the team and different stuff like that. So that's been kind of cool.
That's very cool.
Also,
what's that?
Is that a kids team also, or what's that?
Yeah, they got a huge kids team. Yeah. No, we didn't play them during intermission, so now we might try and do something. Maybe we'll get them to play the Hermans this year at the World Cup or something.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about doing an exhibition with guys over 80.
Well, that leaves you and Bud Orr then.
Yeah. Oh, man, I felt that all the way from here.
Poor Bud.
And Jerry.
And Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry's my grandfather. Hey,
Tom, if we have Jerry there, we'll just end up arguing the whole time. So
yeah. I love it. Hey, Tom, again. Yeah, one more time, Tom. Thank you so much for coming on tonight, buddy. I appreciate it. You did a hell of an event, and I will be at the World Cup, so I'm looking forward to it.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
You have a good evening.
Thanks for having me.
See ya.
All right, bye-bye. All right, everybody, that's Mr. Tom Cole. He kind of spearheads the NXL. So, and Kiko, I got to tell you, the pictures you've been playing have been great. Just absolutely cool as hell. Now, is that Dave Baines too?
That's Dave Baines. I was standing on the tires behind these flag stations, so I get an elevation shot. There was a couple good shots. I think this is the Ironman, or a couple of the shots for the Ironman. And yeah, I got some good shots of Micah McLaughlin was out there, Davis Paintball.
Right.
And Dave, I got one, Pat Rader getting goggled, Micah getting shot, Dave Cook getting goggled, and who ended up winning, Dirk? I didn't catch that.
They beat us up good on that game.
Yeah, I mean, who won the tournament? Who won the event? Street Fighter?
It's actually Shane Pistana's team, Royalty out of San Jose.
They ended up winning it?
Yes, sir.
God damn. Thank your son for giving me a ride out to the field on Sunday. I appreciate that very much.
Not a problem.
Taking the time to help me.
Yeah.
But,
your son's a heck of a marker mechanic, I hear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he tweaks on him a little bit.
I hear he tweaks on him a lot of it. He is everybody. They're always telling me, man. You got to go here to get this done. You got to go to him to do this. So you brought him up good, Dirk. You really did.
Well,
so Shane's team won. I got some footage of that. Then I got a couple of when they were on the hyperball field right when I left. I haven't got to that game yet. But
when are you going to put that all together, Kiko?
Well, I got some cards coming in from Los Angeles, and I'm going to send it to Freddy the ref. Right. I went to in Florida, and he's going to chop some stuff up and try to put something together for this event in about 5 days or so.
Oh, cool. Right
on. I'm sending all my cards to him, and he's going to chop it up. I did some editing of stuff from the last 5 years. Dirk's in it from 5 years ago. He'll be in it, and his son Dylan and Little Bird. I call Little Bird Mike. When they were playing at Davis, when they were playing up in Sacramento at West Coast Anthony's, when the reinsurgents came in, right when Dave Cook and Fred, we were at American Paintball that time, and all these guys were there, and things were starting to pick up a couple years ago. So, just cataloging the progression of people like Dylan and Little Bird and everybody, and watching the Hermans come in. I got footage of them from the King of the Ranch the last couple times. So I've been sorting it through. I'm not like Freddy, little Freddy, dice and slice and stuff.
Yep.
And
you're gonna do a DVD just on this last NXL tournament?
No, this is gonna be all things Capital Edge. It's gonna contain 12 fields in Northern California from the last. Actually, since 2014, I have footage.
Got it.
So there's progression with
California thing.
Yeah, it's a California thing, but I'm going to try to make it similar to the old surf movie, and that one Any Given Sunday or whatever that was, and just try to give back to the people from the fields. But all the fields will be 12 fields, have 5 and 6 years worth of stuff on it. So.
Don't you wish we'd had the video cameras when we first started back at Battle Action Games?
Yeah. Well, Carpet Bob did, but yeah.
Yeah, but that was after Battle Action Games. That was after.
Yeah,
when Bobby took it over.
He had before when the field was in the front. Remember when the field was in the front in the old BMX track, right?
That's right. The
original.
Right there. That's
yes,
right.
There is footage of that. With. Carpet Bob has that, where Zoe was dragging the dummy to. You had the tower with the sandbags, right?
Yep.
And little Zoe.
And that's what you had to do is capture that we had coveralls filled with straw, and that
about 100 pounds.
To capture the flag, you had to capture the guy.
And he was about 100 pounds.
He was pretty heavy, wasn't he?
Yeah, and Zoe was carrying him and twisted his ankle, and I think he might have broke his ankle, and that's on a video.
Wow, yeah, I broke my ankle out there too. I stepped in a hole out there, and I broke my ankle in 3 places. And I fall down, and Bob and I were making a push, and Bob goes, "Come on, Freddie, we got to go." And I go, "I think I broke my leg." He goes, "We'll look at it later. Come on." So I get up, and I'm hobbling, and we're still shooting away at these guys. That was a hell of a time, man.
And this place built for Dirk had played the original Voile field, and Fred, and that's probably one of the, you guys talk about woods ball fields. If Dirk, I'd like to attribute the Ironman and Dirk's ability, probably because that was like a hell. You couldn't see within 10 feet of each other. So all the things that the Ironman worked out could be attributed a little bit to where Fred had stepped. Planted the seed. Wherever Fred stepped, Mare Island sprung up. Sherwood Forest sprung up. Art Gonzalez's. The whole Bay Area scene at that time. And the place he started doesn't exist no more. Yeah. I said, Dirk would know. Mike Baird would know. There's a whole generation that doesn't know true woods ball playing and being really scared, knowing that Ricky Zendejas was going to bobblehead his way into you. And
he is still good too, you know it.
I got footage of I got that footage of that game, Rick, where Rick was running this last weekend here, and Sean Lane, they got into it at the end. And when Rick, for an old guy, he covered that distance. He ran that football field distance pretty good for an old guy.
Yep, he does. Still real good. Well, Kiko, I've gone past my hour, buddy.
Yeah.
Appreciate very much you coming on tonight. I love the footage you've been playing.
Yeah, and, like I said, there's Dan Ringer.
When you get it cut up, let me know so we can start publicizing it for you to get it out there, and you can get some of these videos, sell them out to some of these people.
Yeah, and we're gonna. The goal was always to put out whatever, let it go for as long as it has. I got 10,000 pictures, too, from 5 and 6 years ago. Wow. And it's gonna be like a home movie or whatever.
I can't wait to see it.
Endless Summer was the movie I was thinking. The documentary. Bill would know it. Yeah. From but the perspective of both sides. At Capitol here, I was on this side of the net trying to capture the gallery, walking with you, Fred. The people talking to Tom. Thank you, Tom Cole, for letting me bend your ear, like Dirk said, and taking the time. I know you're big. And Dave Baines and the Baines family. Karen, thank you very much for the hospitality. And Dave. And like I said, Micah McLaughlin was out there. Ken Booth from Fairfield Extreme was there. John Smith from Midway was there. Ryan Podesta, Playland himself, father of Young Play. His name is not Nico anymore. His name is Play, Little Play. and I call his dad the postman.
Right on.
Because he always delivers. But the footage, this here will be about a week. Whatever Freddie could chop it up and make it. But this perspective, this is going to be the actual beginning of the video. It's going to end with this because I was contemplating quitting. And the hospitality that was given to me, like people like Dirk's son and a couple other people, when you get older, you can't play all the time. And you wish you could play. But seeing some of these young people and these guys mentoring the Hermans and teaching them the etiquette, and then watching Dylan Gadberry and Little Bird and a couple other people, Josh Batch, and it just like, okay, I'm a spectator, but I always liked the game, and I was excited like going to Disneyland this weekend. Again, thanks Rick Wilcox and Lori for letting me stay at your house, and Dan Ringer, his truck broke down. So, and Omar.
You went back home, so he's good.
Yeah, and little Omar for giving me a ride and getting stuck in traffic with me for 2 hours and listening to old dudes. Tell him how it is. And he's like, fuck. So, like I said, I had to cipher the scribes and tell this guy, and he was like, "What the fuck?" I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, tell him these stories. So, just
let us know. Well, when you get it all chopped up, let me know. And
yeah, it'll be on Freddy the Ref when this comes out, and he'll show the fuck out of it. And yeah, so thank you for the time again. Like I said, appreciate being on. And the footage, I got a ton of footage.
All right. You have a good evening, kid.
I'm gonna eat dinner, chicken and taters and stuff like that.
That's what I'm gonna go do too.
There you go.
All right, buddy. Bye bye.
Tasty beverage. Till next time.
All right, man. Keith Kissel, Kiko man. Hey, Dirk, that was pretty good seeing Tommy tonight, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, we have butted heads with Tommy for a long, long time. You know, I got to tell you. When he was with Bad Company,
you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about.
I love
that's what it takes. You know,
I love it. I absolutely love it.
You disagree on something, but you know, 10 minutes later, you're sharing beers together and having a good time. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about.
That's how it should be too.
I went back there and played with the All-Americans in the Woods Ball World Cup. I mean, who would ever thought that? You know what I'm saying? And a couple Ironmen on the All-American.
Yeah, you kicked our butts. We know all about it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, through the 90s, they're our number one enemy. You know what I'm saying? These teams hated each other. But
and you know today, what? Every time I went back there, I always ended up playing the All-Americans too, back in the day.
Yeah. But that's the thing. You got to have those rivalries and those battles to have that respect for each other, you know, off the field or away from the game or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what you know, all those people. I love all those people that I battled with, you know, for years and years. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about.
That's where we're lucky too, is we have those memories. You know, the kids nowadays they'll be making their new memories, but they'll never be like it was way back in the day. You know, it just was something special about the beginning of all of this that you know, you can tell the kids about, but you know, unless you lived it, it just different. So anyhow, Dirk, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming on tonight, buddy. I really did.
Anytime.
I love having you on. I love what you do with the Hermans.
I love you guys. I love the show. I love the sport. I love everything that's going on right now. There's a lot of good stuff happening. You know, there's some growing pains. That's what.
Well, we're not done making good stuff happen, Dirk.
No, absolutely not. It's kind of sometimes a little frustrating that we keep trying to reinvent the wheel. I mean, we've been there, we've done it, we know what works, but sometimes it takes a little bit of convincing of you know, the people that weren't there. You know what I'm saying? That have no idea. So, but that's what we're here for, right? Push the ball forward.
That's right, and we're not done. And I definitely want to have you back on, Dirk. You're a super good guest, very knowledgeable. You know stuff about the present. You know stuff about the past. That's what I really like to put out there to everybody, so they get just a little bit of everything. So
no problem.
Again, appreciate it very, very much. Tell Dylan we all said hi.
All righty.
And you stay safe, buddy.
All right, buddy.
All right, take it easy.
Peace out.
All right, everybody, that's Mr. Dirk Gadbury. Just one hell of a guy. I love the guy. Billy, I got to tell you, the friends I got are just absolutely amazing people, including yourself. You know, I mean, I am just one lucky sucker when it comes to people that I get to know.
Oh yeah, especially in the world of paintball, you know, because being stuck in in Missouri, you know, when it all started, also, because I read about you guys, seen all you guys, but just being able a chance to actually talk with you guys and have fun going places and playing all together now, it's something else. It's old friends is where it's at.
Absolutely. And I just cannot wait to see you at Monte Casino.
I can't wait. Apparently Gino's going.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gino and David Bell already got their tickets.
Yep.
Yeah. David Bell's coming. Dave Ruddock's coming. Him and Tony are coming.
Yeah.
Tim and Terry are coming. Oh yeah. It's an absolute happening. You know,
it's going to be awesome. Joe's daughter got married last weekend, and they used the pirate ship that's there, and it was a pirate themed wedding.
Oh, get out of here!
And it was awesome. Yeah, they had like 70 or 80 people on the deck of that ship, and there was still room for more.
My goodness,
that ship is huge. Wait till you see it.
I cannot wait to see it. I fly in on Friday. I'm coming in Friday. I get in St. Louis about 1:30, so we should probably be there about 4 o'clock, something like that.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll go out and check it out. Next week we're going to have everybody, hopefully everybody that's going to be involved in the Monte Casino, which is going to be at Root House at Paintball to Go in Root House, Illinois. And it's going to be I'm going to say the 10th, 11th, and 12th, but the actual games are going to be the 11th and the 12th.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Yep. And, hopefully next week we can have the two generals on, Mr. Bud Orr, Mr. Dan Colby.
Yep.
And maybe they're backers, their seconds. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get Matt Shook, hopefully, and Tori, and he owns Extreme Paintball. Matt, of course, owns The Edge up there in Wichita.
Right.
And and of course we'll have Joe and hopefully Angie. I don't know if she'll be able to do it. She's still battling leftover. She doesn't have COVID anymore, but she got hit pretty hard with COVID this year.
Still dealing with the remnants of it. Then,
oh yeah. Wow. So it's kind of a bad deal, but it's Monty's coming up.
Well, next week should be pretty cool. I'm hoping everybody will tune in. It should be a pretty good show about them.
Oh heck yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and then we're going to go make it happen. That's even going to be cooler.
That's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Me neither.
I've still got 2 or 3 more trips up there just to bring the museum and everything. And
I know you've been working on it. You've been working on it for a couple of weeks already, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, we went up there and worked on the Abbey and stuff, but we've brought the big tents up there already and the grid wall, and we've just been trying to get stuff ready for it. Instead of trying to do it all last minute, we're going to have it all set up a week in advance.
Well, yeah, you got them monster tents.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I cannot wait to see your museum. I've waited a long time to see that, so that's going to be a huge turn on for me. And I'm sure that he's going to have a pretty good group there. I registered, I think, last week or the week before, something like that. So I don't know how many people he's got, but I got to tell you, everybody out there, if you want to go and you want to see something cool, we got guys coming from Canada, from all over the U.S. right now to go to this. And if you want to meet some of the legends in this sport, Bud Orr, Tim Schloss, Dan Colby, you're going to want to come out to this event because these guys are going to be there. And you're going to love them. You can sit down, we can all talk and just, make paintball history, something I really like doing to every event I go to.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
They've got awesome food there, and they got Alfonso's Pizza right there, the same place where you'll be staying at. It's just right down the road.
I will be all over that, baby. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yep, I know. So we brought 4 of them back. And Tim calls me, goes, did you eat them on the way? Did you guys eat all the pizza already? It's like, no, we haven't even touched them. But Susan would kill us if we got into them.
Oh, you had hell with you, huh?
Oh yeah. It was
I bet that was hard.
Yep. So
Hell Haggard, one heck of a guy too. I really like that guy.
Yep. He was up here today. We rebuilt the reg on his gun. It was leaking, and we got it fixed. Thanks to Mean Gene. Parts from Mean Gene. We got it going. And
Mean Gene's going too.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Heck yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
Sounds good. It is. All right, Billy. Well, I think it's time for me to go eat too.
All right. Yeah, I already ate about 2 hours ago.
Yeah. Well, I ate a chili dog about 4 hours ago, and but I don't know why I'm still hungry. It was a massive chili dog. I mean, massive. You couldn't even see the plate it was in.
Yeah.
My wife just walks by me, looks at me, and shakes her head and walks away. Oh man, I put the hurtings to that chili dog. Probably put the hurtings to me later.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Extra beans, extra onions.
Yeah, extra onions especially. I love onions.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, Billy. Well, you know, I think the show went pretty good tonight.
Yep. It went great, and hope to see everybody next Tuesday.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, next week's going to be a great show too.
Yep.
So you lock those guys in. Once you get them locked in, let me know, and I'll instead of waiting until Sunday to put the promo out, as soon as everybody's locked in, I'll put it out right away.
All righty.
Sound like a plan?
Yep, it'll work.
All right, Billy. You have a good evening. Tell Sue I said hi.
All right, will do. We'll see you guys.
All right, buddy. All right, everybody. It was Mr. William Bailey, my co-host on this show. One hell of a guy, really is. And you know what? His phone worked great tonight. I mean, I like it better on his computer, but all his movements were fluid. Everything was perfect tonight. I absolutely loved it. So I'm going to let everybody go, you know, because I run a little long like I'm never supposed to, but always do. So anyhow, I just want everybody to remind everybody, please tune in next week because Bill and I are going to be talking about Monte Casino, and we hope to have all the principles of that big game on. And you're not going to want to miss it. These are not only some cool guys, these are some terrific guys. So please, till next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock Pacific time on Flagpole Productions on Facebook, please play hard, play safe, play fair. Get out there and play some paintball, guys. All right? See you next week. Bye now.